Okay, so we talked about the feed dogs and how the presser foot works together with the feed dogs, and how if we either use the pedal or the flywheel, which is the wheel that's on the right hand side of the machine at the top of the machine, we can either use the pedal or the wheel. If we use the wheel, we use that by hand. We pull it towards us and it goes like this, slowly, right? Then all of these things are moving at once. Or we can use the pedal, right? Okay. So I took the foot off just so you girls could see again what I'm talking about. At the same time that these feed dogs are moving down, back, and up, down, back, and up, and moving the fabric forward, the foot is pressing down and helping to feed it through. At the same time that's happening, the needle and the thread take-up lever are also moving. The wheel, the thread take-up lever, the needle, and the feed dogs all moving at once, and your foot on the pedal. Okay, so just want to make those connections for you, that these things are all working together at the same time. So we're going to start now with your seam allowance exercise. First one is 1/4 of an inch, and the 1/4 of an inch is this line between the 1/8 of an inch on the plastic part of the bobbin cover and the 3/8 of an inch. And that is really hard to achieve with a little strip of fabric like this. So for beginning students, and even when I'm having people just practice to sew, I'll just have you go with the edge of the foot. So line up the edge of the foot with the edge of the fabric for your first one, the 1/4 of an inch. You can challenge yourself and try to do the 1/4 of an inch, but it's hard, and I don't expect you to. So as you start, you're going to lower the needle with your hand with the wheel. So pull the wheel to you, put the needle in the fabric, and then I'm going to go forward, hold down the back stitch, about 3 stitches each way, just to hold that stitch in place, and then I'm going to move forward again. So what I'm practicing now is hand-eye coordination. I'm trying to do a straight line. I'm trying to maintain my seam allowance, and I'm remembering to do back stitches at the beginning and end of each of my seams. Now, another thing that's very important, I probably said this already, I'm going to say it over and over again. Now that we're finished, I'm at the edge of this fabric. I made sure that the thread take-up lever, again, is popped out of the machine. We want to make sure the thread take-up lever is always up and out of the machine. That means the needle is also in the highest position and ready for the fabric to be removed. If we don't make sure that the thread take-up lever is in the highest position, the stitch cycle is not complete. The machine will frequently fight you, and instead of getting 2 threads coming from the machine, you will have 3, sometimes more, or sometimes you'll have a wild tangle. So you just want to really make sure to treat these machines as nicely as if you want them to really work for you well. Make sure that thread take-up lever is right there popped out. So that was the first one. The second one is 3/8 of an inch. If you look again on the presser foot plate, on the plate here for the bobbin, below the presser foot, 3/8 of an inch is right there. So you take your painter's tape or the other tape. I can't remember the name of it right now. It's not too sticky tape. The construction tape, I think it is. It'll come to me. Carpenters, no. Anyways, line up the edge of the fabric with the edge of the tape. Put the needle down. 3 stitches forward, 3 stitches back. Forward, back. Thread, take-up lever is in the highest position. Raise the foot, pull the fabric away. Always leave yourself about a 6-inch tail. It's just good form. Then you don't have to scramble when the machine pulls the thread back. and sometimes unthreads it for you. So anyways, Sheena, I want you just to continue to practice those strips on the machine. It's not a huge deal. Just wanted you to be aware of it. And basically, the amount of space that you leave between your seam and the edge of the fabric, again, that's your seam allowance. Great.